Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I will be showing you guys a Hot Wheels car that was released in the Red Line Club a long time ago, like 2008. And that car is pretty much seen everywhere, but this specific one that I have, it's not mine. It's actually my dad's. It has a huge story, and a story that's definitely personal to me, my father, and of course to the community I live in. So the car is none other than this. This is the Hot Wheels Crazy Horse, but this is actually just a 71 Mustang funny car. They just called it Crazy Horse for this specific release, and we'll get into that in just a second. Nice little card art. You see the actual dragster on there, Hot Wheels, and there's a little signature. We'll also touch on that in a little bit. 40th anniversary Hot Wheels logo. Take a look at the back. We're gonna take a look at that in, again, just a second. And it comes in this little plastic case. This is actually how it came in. I think the normal release just came, I don't know if it came with this protector or it just came like this, but this one of course is very special, not only because one, but two reasons I think that why this car, or maybe even more, who knows, that this car is very special. It's metal. The body opens up, but of course we're not going to open this up at all because it's worth a lot, not only in money but also in the sentimental value as well. So let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Alright, so here is the Crazy Horse up close. Like I said, this is pretty much the 71 Mustang funny car, and it was just rebranded just for this specific release. Again, this would have been released in the Hot Wheels collectors shop, the RLC, but I guess we know today, back in 2008. And this car does exist, of course. It costs like 25 bucks on eBay now, I think, but none of them have this signature. So okay, so here's the story. So my dad, my dad is Rock2582, and hopefully he's gonna be able to make some content soon, later this year, hopefully. So yeah, he went to go to Vaughn's, which is like a store in I guess Southern California, and he was just looking through the Hot Wheels, and he saw, I guess, this person who works at the Vaughn's came up to him and told him if he collects Hot Wheels or he likes them, and of course my dad said yeah, he collects them and all that stuff. And he told him, hey, come back like a day later or like the next day, and then he'll probably give him something. And once my dad went to Vaughn's, he was there, kept his promise, and gave him this car. And the things that my dad told me were, well, what the guy said was that this car, someone asked Hot Wheels to design the livery for this car, and after pretty much just releasing it and naming it the Crazy Horse and putting this exact livery on this Mustang dragster, which is actually a vintage dragster that raced back in the day, and it still does a little bit, but not too much. After the guy that told that guy who told Hot Wheels to design it was actually well, the signature right here is Rian Kono. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing the name, but that is his signature on the car. And apparently these were only given to the hardworking employees or the designers of the livery, and just as a thank you gift, he just signed them personally. But there's actually, you won't really see these on eBay or online or anywhere for that matter. That's why I'm making this video. But there isn't, I don't know how many specifically of this one that was actually personally signed was actually made, because they were only made for the people that worked. And apparently that guy that worked at the Vaughn's grocery store, he said that he worked for Hot Wheels, or I think he had a friend for Hot Wheels, I can't really remember, that worked, and they gifted him this car. I guess we'll take a look at the description so you guys will know a little bit more, because I'm just going on the top of my head of what I remember. So yeah, this car in real life was owned by George Dottie. I can't tell if it's George Dottie Sr. or Jr., which we'll actually get to We'll talk about that in just a second. And Rian Kono, who drove the dragster, and there's been multiple drivers that drove the dragster as well. It used to look like yellow and all that stuff, or like orange stripes and all that stuff, but then they had this Hot Wheels version, and that's how they make this car, which is awesome. Now something I feel why we'll probably never sell it or even open it is because this car has a special significance to my neighborhood. So I mean, I've only said that I lived in Los Angeles, but this car, well, I guess we'll take a look at the car right now. I could take it out of the protector, but of course I'm not gonna open it. Like I said, I'm just gonna take it out of the protector so you guys have a closer look at it. Carefully take it out. Make sure nothing happens. There you go. So here's the car. There's the Rian Kono signature, which of course is the driver at the time for this crazy horse. And here it is. It's a very heavy model. If you've had any dragsters, especially the 71 Mustang Funny Car, those are really heavy, great for downhill racing. But here, we'll take a look at the details. Hot Wheels, a little Ford logo on top. There's just some stripes, Hot Wheel logo on there, and that's actually an opening hatch, which I don't think that's actually. I think that's just a decal that makes it look like a hatch on top, but in reality that hatch actually opens up and it exists. The front says, I don't know if it'll focus, the front bumper or the front valence splitter, whatever you want to call it, Crazy Horse, which is pretty much the name of the real life dragster, and has Goodyear tires, rubber tires, and then plastic tires, which is very interesting. And it says AA/FC. I don't know what that means. I guess you guys can comment that down. And right here is why I really feel that this car is really special. That little logo right there, that says Harleys and Hot Rods. And I didn't know this up until my dad told me the story that it pretty much all ties all together. But this car was actually built in my neighborhood. So so this car is pretty much a local race car that's pretty much built in my neighborhood, and it says right there Harleys and Hot Rods, Inglewood, California, which is awesome. Like, would you expect, you can't even expect, one, having a car that was a dragster or race car being built in your neighborhood, and two, having a logo and all that stuff, like being on a car from a shop that you live literally like only a block away, almost literally a block away, which is just awesome. Like, I know like every single community there's always like something that happened back then with like race cars and all that stuff that no longer exists. Unfortunately, the shop is closed just recently apparently, and it was located in a corner that I always frequent often. Like, I always pass by it, and I didn't know that they were up to dragster stuff, which is awesome. See, it's diecast body, diecast chassis, special paint. Let's take a look at the back, I guess. There isn't anything, just some the taillight details, and of course the headlight details. It's the top. It can open up. The body can separate from the chassis and open up, just like a funny car. But unfortunately, we're not gonna take a look at that. So yeah, there's the car art, and there's another Harleys and Hot Rods logo. Harleys and Hot Rods, Inglewood, California. So yeah, this car was pretty much built over there in the community I live in. So that is really, really awesome. 40th anniversary Hot Wheels from 1968 to 2008. Yeah, this is definitely a very interesting car, and a car not a whole lot of people know the story of, I think. But and now, because of course I live in this neighborhood, I might have a bias towards this car, which is very special. George Dottie. Unfortunately, apparently George Dottie Sr. passed away. I don't know if he built this car or George Dottie Jr. built this car, but yeah. So that is really awesome, and a very awesome story, and an awesome thing that just ties this car around. So overall, this is pretty much a very special car. I don't think we'll ever sell this, open it, like I said, trade it for anything, because this thing is definitely worth not only a lot of money, but a lot. It's worth a lot. It has a lot of sentimental value into it. So I guess we'll pretty much quote what Race Group said in a video once, where some pieces are need to have because of course they're limited editions. Like I guess the Crazy Horse that's autographed. Even if it's just like that, I would have been happy with it. But some other pieces are need to have because they got a story. And this one, well, it's got a very huge story. So appreciate the diecast that you have that actually has a very, very huge backstory. I have a couple that actually have a bunch of stories. I used to have a bunch of super treasure hunts, but unfortunately I had to sell them to buy an RC truck I really wanted. Those really did have a lot of stories, but I don't think there's going to be as much as this one right here. So if you comment down below if you actually have any Hot Wheels that have a really huge story on how you acquired it. I don't think there's going to be too much on that a dragster was literally built in the town you live in and has a logo of the shop with the city name. Again, comment down below if you have any Hot Wheels that have a major story. I'd love to hear them, and they're all special, of course, to you. This one's of course gonna be special to me. Probably not so much for other people, but yeah, this one's really awesome. Even if I didn't live here, I'd still appreciate this car. It looks really cool. So if you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.